I'm just not getting better, bro. What's happening? This weird thing here that's happening. I've got like fever that comes and goes, but it's never high enough, and I can't really taste things. I know it sounds like COVID, but then I don't really have a cough. I did have a sore throat. Oh my god, I might have COVID. Is it back? Am I gonna die? I'll live. I was thinking about how beautifully crafted my life is. Like, it's really just, it's beautiful. Every lesson I've learned is sort of leading me to the same path, and that is to realize God. I'm a true believer that no matter what path you pursue in life, the end of it will be God. Let me explain. So, say you want to study physics, and you've done a PhD, and then any physicist knows that there comes a point you don't have answers, right? There comes a point after you've studied a lot, you reach a point where like, oh, yep, this is where we don't know what's up anymore. After this point, we don't really know. We're still looking for the answer. Same goes for psychology. Like, you understand human behavior, you understand diagnoses, emotions, you understand there's these kind of like mental health illnesses, and these are the symptoms, and like, yeah, this is the medication to help with it. We don't really have a cure though for some of these things, actually most of these things, and yeah, we don't know. We don't know yet. We're still looking. And after a point, you realize you don't know. You don't know what's up, right? Anything in life eventually reaches a point, if you explore it enough, to the unknown. That is God. God is everything we don't know, because we don't even know God, really. I mean, we only know as much as we know from our scriptures and from the stories, but do we really know much? We don't, because it's beyond our comprehension, and it's bigger than we can comprehend. The human mind is not capable of knowing everything, and that's why it must rely on a knowledge unknown, on a force unseen. And that's why I am so obsessed with the unknown and unseen, and I'm always like, I want to find out more about God. No. It's because I want to know more. I might never end up knowing all of it, but I'm never gonna stop wanting this, for sure, or pursuing it. I like to use the example of physicists because they truly know. They really are able to reach that point where they're like, we can't explain this, but it's there. Must be something. They might never say it's God, but they know there's something. They realize there's like we call it parda, like a curtain. It almost seems it's deliberately been put in place. Like, there are some things this higher power doesn't want us to know, and that's why we don't know. Every time people start exploring this unknown, which it's hard to explore because the tools that we have in science, not everything fits those tools, not everything can be measured by those tools. So now when people start studying about parapsychology, when people start studying about hypnotism or anything out of the ordinary, have you noticed how we collectively label them as crazy or woo? Why do we do that? If you really think about it, we probably do it because of the curtain that God has put in place. So people that start exploring anything out of the ordinary become crazy for the majority, so that the curtain can maintain to cover this hidden information. Maybe the reason why every other average Joe doesn't want to explore this path and doesn't really care enough is because maybe God has designed it that way. Maybe God has made it so hard for us to be able to break the matrix or get out of the Maya for a reason. Now, if you follow the Hindu scriptures, those reasons are defined by karma. But I still think it's possible to get out of the cycle if you just keep knocking on God's door and keep trying. Because if we don't know, how are we gonna know unless we ask someone to tell us? And who is that someone gonna be if not God? Does that make sense? Anyway, I think I need to lie down. So I'm gonna go now. and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.